Chapter 1. Castle Brodin, Yorkshire, England, August AD 1093. The forest had always been like a friend to her. Not that Leonie minded the hot sun in the meadow, and the bright hot weather was a boon that would bring plenty to sustain the castle and village through the coming winter, but the forest was her place, as if she had been born with an affinity for its cool shade and deep, green, quiet majesty. In fact, like all of the fairy kind, she had a kinship to the forest. But that was the secret she dared not share with any human. Only old Yalga knew, and the old woman who had been handmaid to Leonie of Bosewood since the girl's birth lived in constant fear that Leonie's carelessness would some day betray her. In the meadow that lay between the woods and Castle Brodin, the sun bore down in blistering brightness on the burned necks of the villeins harvesting the grain. But beneath the canopy of leaves, the air stirred into a cooling breeze. Leonie let her veil fall to her shoulders to cool her scalp. For no one was in the forest except her and her favourite little boy, Sigge, the curious dreamer who always wanted to know everything and do everything. Other times of the year Leonie and her little friend might roam about the forest for other reasons, but now was the time to harvest the club moss she used to make green dye for the prized Castle Brodin wool. And it was Leonie who made the perfect green dye. But the secrets of other colours, the perfect scarlet, the brightest yellow, or a blue as bright and clear as the summer sky, eluded her. Leonie grinned as she spotted a clump of club moss, growing like a tiny fir tree beneath the first of the year's fallen leaves. "Sigge, come here," she called, focusing her gaze on the clump as she knelt. "In a minute," the boy responded. She frowned. The child was uncharacteristically quiet. "No, come, Sigge. You need to see what it looks like and how it hides beneath the leaves if you're going to help me." "Coming." She smirked in silence at the rustle of noise. That was more like him. She swept back the leaves, unable to contain her own exuberance any longer. "This is just right, Sigge," she said, gently fingering the succulent branches of the moss. Her fingers worked into the dark, cool, loose soil beneath the plant, carefully dividing it so that she would leave some of the plant to regrow. Already she was imagining the rich green dye simmering in the pots over the castle hearths. The calm air shattered with a child's scream. "Leonie! Help! Help me!" Terror sliced straight to her heart. She jumped to her feet and turned to see the little boy hopping on one foot, blood pouring from the other one into a spreading blotch in the dirt. She dropped everything and ran. His face was already paling. She leapt up and ran. "Sit down, Sigge. I'm coming." "It hurts, Leonie." The child sank to his knees just as she reached him. She plopped down and scooped him into her arms and turned the sole of his foot upward. Bile rose in her throat at the bright red blood gushing out. "Hi, Sigge. I know," she said and glanced around her. She could stop it. Just touch and let the healing flow through her hands. She knew never to do it. But. Frowning, she pulled off her veil and dabbed at the wound. She couldn't wipe fast enough. Her stomach sickened at the thought of her favourite little boy bleeding to death. She fought her fears to find a calmly pleasant tone for her voice, as if nothing was seriously wrong. "What happened, Sigge?" "A piece of metal. Ow!" "Metal? In the forest?" Strange. Nobody discarded valuable metal. Someone must have lost it. "I saw it, and I thought I could dig it up, but I didn't see the other part." Sigge gasped hard, and tears flowed down his cheeks. For all her calm appearance, Leonie's heart was pounding rapidly. From her infancy she'd been taught never to show her strange skill lest she be thought a witch. The old Celtic part of her knew what she had to do, but her Norman half screamed at the danger. Normans did not understand such Celtic things. No one else was in the woods outside Castle Brodin. She could close the wound, and no one else could. There was no choice, and she knew it. "Leonie!" Leonie jerked her head toward the meadow beyond the wood and the sound of her cousin Claire's voice. "Leonie, where are you? You must come now." Leonie gritted her teeth. Why now? Claire would be within the wood in no time. Close as they were, Claire was only an ordinary human and knew nothing of Leonie's secret.
She had to move fast now.